Hello everyone. 안녕하세요, 여러분. Ciao a tutti. So a lot of friends from home, they always ask me one question. How is it being Italian in Seoul, in Korea? In the sense, how is it being in such a different country and not having Italian food every day? But actually the truth is I have Italian food at home almost every day. I cook at home, and in Korea you can easily find ingredients to make any type of Italian food that you want to eat. So today I will be sharing with you how to make homemade tomato sauce and how to make pasta with Italian sausage, salsiccia, as some of you might know, and bell pepper. So here are the ingredients. First of all, you will need 10 grams of fresh basil. Then you will be needing 1 onion. For my own convenience, I bought one that was already peeled. And tomatoes. It's important to buy red plum tomatoes, and you will be needing around 1.5 kilo for 3 jars of tomato sauce. For the pasta, you will also be needing 2 bell peppers. It doesn't matter the color, but it does matter the freshness, so please remember to buy fresh vegetables as the taste will be much better. Then this is the most important ingredient for the pasta, that is a salsiccia or Italian sausage. I found it here in Korea, 3 sausages for around 9,000 won, and the place is called 소금집 or Salt House. It's actually pretty good. And finally, and obviously, to cook pasta, you will need pasta. And here I decided to use fettuccine for this recipe. First and most important, you need to wash your vegetables. I'm not showing it here, but the vegetables were washed and it's very important, as you already know. Here I'm cutting the tomatoes. It doesn't matter how you cut them, but what is important is that you get rid of this part of the tomato because it won't taste great if you put that in the tomato sauce. So please remove them and cut the tomatoes the way that you want. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, everything is gonna be put in one pan and everything will be mixed and blended in a blender. I don't know about you guys, but I really love tomatoes. It's one of my favorite fruits or vegetables, how you like to define it. And in Italy, a lot of our food is tomato based. Every time I have tomatoes, somehow I get reminded of Italy. Here I'm cutting the onion. It doesn't really matter what kind of shape, how you cut the onion, because at the end of the day, everything will go in a blender and everything will be blended. So cut it the way you prefer, the way you're more comfortable. It doesn't really matter. Here I'm cutting the bell peppers. This won't be needed for the tomato sauce, but you will need them for the pasta. And as it was for the onion and the tomato, feel free to cut it the way that you want. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And here is the most important ingredient for the pasta. That is the Italian sausage, or how we call it in Italian is salsiccia. So this is basically a pork-based sausage that has peppers inside, basil, and it's very good, I have to say. Not that healthy, but it's very good. So first off, the salsiccia has a skin, so you will need to remove the skin. And after removing the skin, you need to cut it. Actually, the salsiccia is a little bit different from the ones in Italy, because the moment you remove the skin from the Italian salsiccia, the meat should just break down in different pieces, but as you can see here, it's not. So it's a little bit different, but it was still good, I have to say that. So as the salsiccia did not crumble down in smaller pieces, I'm trying to do so with the help of my hands. This is not mandatory, and it totally goes down to what you prefer. I personally prefer to have smaller pieces of meat in my pasta, so that's why I crumble it down. And this is gonna be how it's gonna look like at the end. Traditionally, Italian people will first cook the onions in a pan with some olive oil. But to be honest with you, I was not butter at all. I was very lazy, so I decided to put the tomatoes with the onion in just one pan and cook it there. And here I'm just mixing the vegetables to make it easier for them to cook down and break down in smaller pieces. After 10-15 minutes, this is how your tomatoes and onion will look like. Then you will be needed to add salt, and you will need to cook again for around 10 to 15 minutes. When it's nearly done, you will add basil and you will mix the basil inside the tomato sauce. So after your tomatoes, onion and basil are all cooked, you will need to blend them. Traditionally, Italian people will use an immersion blender. Unfortunately, I don't have that, so I will have to use a normal blender and mix it there. But it's not gonna make any kind of difference. It's just more uncomfortable and annoying to do that in a normal blender. Now it's time to blend. Blend, 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 blend. This is how the sauce will look like once it's blended. Now, this is a very important step if you want to store your tomato sauce. When your tomato sauce is still warm and hot, you need to quickly put that in glass jars that were sanitized beforehand. You need to do that quickly, and once you nearly filled up the jar, you need to close that and turn it upside down. The jar will need to rest like that for around 1 day, so then you will be able to store your tomato sauce for a long time. This is how my tomato sauce looked like at the end. It's very cute, and I'm sure it's gonna be delicious with pasta. Now, I had some tomato sauce left, so I'm gonna use that to make the ragu, as we will call it, with salsiccia and bell peppers. So I'm gonna add here the bell peppers and the salsiccia into the tomato sauce, and I'm just gonna mix it there. Obviously, you need to cook both the bell peppers and the salsiccia, so I put the pan on the stove again, and I will be cooking it for around 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, this is how your ragu will look like. It was so good. Not that healthy, but so good. After the salsiccia, bell pepper, and the tomato sauce are ready, you obviously need the pasta. So I think everyone knows how to make pasta. You just need to boil water, put salt, and put the pasta when the water is boiling. And after around 10 minutes, depending on the type of pasta, your pasta will be ready to be eaten. Fun fact, the reason why we have so many types of pasta is because each sauce goes well with a certain shape of pasta. In this case, I chose fettuccine because fettuccine can bring out very well the flavor of both the salsiccia and the bell peppers. And here is my pasta ready to be eaten. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and now you're ready to make your own tomato sauce and pasta. Please remember to subscribe, like and comment on this video. I hope to see you soon. Ciao ciao!